Hello, everyone, welcome to Trending News. Here is today's news highlights. Dated, the 23rd of July 2024. U.S. Defense Spending Bill passed. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a $740 billion defense spending bill. The bill addresses issues such as military pay raises, defense modernization, and continued support for Ukraine amid its ongoing conflict with Russia. Heatwave and wildfires in the West. The western U.S. continues to experience extreme heat waves, with temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit (38 degrees Celsius) in several states. The high temperatures have also exacerbated wildfire conditions, with several large fires burning in California and Oregon. Inflation rates. New inflation data shows a slight decrease, with the annual rate easing to 3.1% in June from 3.5% in May. This has sparked discussions about the Federal Reserve potentially slowing its pace of interest rate hikes. 2024 presidential election campaigns. Presidential candidates from both major parties are ramping up their campaigns. Recent polls show tight races in key swing states. The debates and campaign rallies are intensifying as the election approaches. Tech sector earnings reports. Major tech companies, including Apple, Microsoft, and Google, are set to release their quarterly earnings reports today. Investors are closely watching for signs of growth and revenue trends amidst economic uncertainties. Supreme Court decisions. The Supreme Court issued a ruling on a high-profile case involving voting rights, reaffirming protections against discriminatory practices. The decision is expected to have significant implications for upcoming elections. Labor strikes. Workers in several industries, including transportation and healthcare, are on strike in various parts of the country, demanding better wages and working conditions. Negotiations between unions and employers are ongoing. COVID-19 updates. Health officials are monitoring a slight uptick in COVID-19 cases in some states. Vaccination campaigns and booster shot programs are being emphasized to mitigate the spread of new variants. Gun control legislation. A new bipartisan bill aimed at tightening gun control laws is being debated in Congress. The proposed legislation includes measures such as enhanced background checks and restrictions on high-capacity magazines. Infrastructure projects. The Biden administration announced funding for several major infrastructure projects across the country. These projects focus on modernizing transportation networks, improving water systems, and expanding broadband access in rural areas. Environmental protection efforts. The Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) unveiled new regulations targeting industrial emissions to combat climate change. The rules are part of a broader initiative to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote clean energy. Education reform. Discussions on education reform continue, with proposals to increase funding for public schools, address student loan debt, and enhance vocational training programs. Lawmakers are seeking bipartisan support to pass comprehensive education reform legislation. Healthcare policy. Ongoing debates about healthcare policy include discussions on expanding Medicare and Medicaid, lowering prescription drug prices, and addressing healthcare disparities. Lawmakers are considering several proposals to improve the healthcare system. Economic indicators. Reports on consumer spending and job market trends indicate a mixed economic outlook. While job growth remains steady, concerns about wage stagnation and inflation persist. Economists are analyzing these trends to forecast future economic conditions. Criminal justice reform. Efforts to reform the criminal justice system are gaining momentum, with proposals to address issues such as police accountability, sentencing reform, and rehabilitation programs. Advocacy groups are pushing for comprehensive changes to create a more equitable system. Immigration policy. Immigration policy remains a contentious issue, with debates on border security, pathways to citizenship, and asylum procedures. The administration is working on balancing enforcement with humane treatment of immigrants and refugees. Technology and privacy. Lawmakers are considering new regulations to protect consumer privacy in the digital age. Proposals include measures to increase transparency on data collection practices and strengthen protections against cyber threats. Cultural and social issues. National discussions on cultural and social issues continue, including debates on LGBTQ+ rights, racial justice, and reproductive rights. Advocacy groups and community organizations are actively engaging in these discussions to influence policy and public opinion. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the news highlights, then like my video and subscribe my channel.